Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Pisces, this week we're going to see what your strength is right now, what your weakness is, and what you should focus on. I'm going to do that with the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle deck. What does that say? Grove. Why do I thought that had a different, that was something else? Anyways, that's intriguing. It's like taking a break along a path. It has a feeling of like taking a break along a path, just all of a sudden finding a resting spot, you know? It's like perfect timing. I could really use just like to sit down and rest for a second here. It's such an interesting energy. I'm going to use that Oracle deck, and I'm going to use the Uncommon Tarot. Six of Wands, resting. Success to rest. Success to rest. So interesting. So House of the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle and the Uncommon Tarot, Pisces, is what we're going to use for you here. Let's get started. And we are going to see what your strength is right now, what your weakness is, and what you should focus on. For my Pisces friends. Fulfillment. Your strength right now is for fulfillment. So it is enjoying. It's fulfill. What is it? What are the needs and desires that you have right now? What are some of the wants that you have to fulfill these? That is your strength right now. It is. This is like celebrating. There could be something some of you might have a reason to celebrate. It is to do that, to take the opportunity to do that and feel the. It's kind of like embracing all of the wonderful things that life has to offer, enjoying those things. That's your strength right now. Your weakness is obedience. Following the rules. Following the rules is your weakness. What you should focus on. Cycles. Okay. Well, what cycle is your strong cycle right now? This is kind of gonna be interesting. High Priestess of Air is at the bottom. Because to me, so what should you focus on? Well, maybe a particular cycle. Okay. And I don't know what seems like a good cycle right here. This is a great cycle. Like this here, I'll read it to you. It's a really good cycle. So if you've got number 20, this is a sign that all your needs are being met, that you are close to achieving your goal. I celebrate your choices at this time, for you have drawn the symbol of fulfillment. Now is the time to integrate and digest what you have learned of late. Savor every moment and know that every encounter is intended to feed your soul. You are meant to have a rich, satisfying life and taste all that experience has to offer. Look around and recognize all of the ways that your life is already full. You have so many reasons to feel good about yourself. All is well and will be well when you choose fulfillment. Okay, so that's interesting. When you choose fulfillment. So what's your weakness right now is obedience. This to me is like following the rules, following the law. Well, don't be going out and breaking laws. I'm not encouraging you on that, okay? Y'all got to do your own thing here. Okay, so I want to look at that because what cycle feels, this is your strength, is to enjoy life. I'm wondering what this obedient energy is around. It's a weakness now. It's not part of fulfilling. So there could be some sort of rule or, let's see, obedience. It's your weakness. There are rules for everything. The sun rises and the moon sets, and they dance together in perfect steps. What rules are you considering when you ask your question? You will be sorry if you are going to break a rule that is in place to protect you and others. See, this is your weakness. Oh my gosh. Even though you may not like authority right now, this is the time to obey what has already been set in motion. This is the time to learn the lay of the land and to follow the customs that keep things in order. Learn the steps of the dance before you attempt to change them to suit you. Isn't that interesting, Pisces? That is very interesting. Your weakness right now is perhaps trying to change the rules. But yet there's so much around you that is... Focus on the cycle. I want to read all of these. You've really pulled out a doozy to me on this one. Okay, this is what you should focus on. What goes around comes around is the message of symbol cycles. The moon goes from new to full in cycles that repeat each month. Whatever you are planning to do or to reveal by asking your question will be revisited in other circumstances. Be clear about your action. You will surely meet this experience again. Remember, what goes around comes around, like the moon that revolves around the planet. The energy that you express in your next action will orbit around you. Make sure it's a good one. Oh. So, this energy here is somebody on the edge of temptation. Like this is someone on the edge of temptation. What goes around comes around. Your strength right now are the things around you that fulfill you, okay? The things around you that fulfill you. Celebration in that. Recognizing those things. Your weakness is the laws and the rules and the order, and wanting to perhaps do something that goes against that before you really get to understand it. So I don't know, there could be someone here on the edge of some sort of karmic decision, right? Focus, because what goes around comes around. So if you're going to do something to break a rule, or you're having difficulty, maybe you're sitting at the decision, what should I do? What should I do? Well, whatever you do will come around to you. Right. Let's see. Let's see, Pisces. I was about to call you Scorpio. It actually feels a little bit scorpionic. Okay. I'm going to pull one tarot card and let's see where this goes. The birds have all come on. It was very quiet, and Aquarius is reading. It was odd. It's like all the birds just disappeared. Larry's out for the day. You can see he is upside down in a pretzel formation on my Archie chair, my Archie bunker chair. It's like, during Aquarius, he was sleeping in my bathroom sink. He has exhausted himself watching the birds for like 3 days straight. He's gonna have to catch up on that kitty cat sleep. Okay, your strength right now. How is the Two of Cups? Is fulfilling the Two of Cups. Your weakness is obedience. Wow, the Four of Wands. The cycle, what you should focus on are cycles. Ugh. The Ten of Wands. Oh my God. Responsibility. Didn't that just come in like a wet towel? Like, okay, responsibility. That's what you should focus on. What goes around comes around. Your weakness right now is obedience to the Four of Wands. Oh my God, is learning the dance. It literally talked about that. It's like you want to get in and change the dance before you even know the steps. And they're dancing together. There's some strength here in you and someone else who find fulfillment in the same ways, who appreciate life in the same ways. That's your strength. But perhaps it's not, there's something here. There's something that you need to serve some sort of responsibility towards that I feel like you perhaps don't want to. Like you want to break a rule. That's what you want to do. You want to break a rule. And the rule could be anything, like, honestly, it could be anything. In the way it's presented to us too, I think is so lovely, because it is like the dance of karmic order, rhythm, responsibility, and you've just entered the dance floor and you want to get in and change the dance. That's it. Like, that's the weakness here. You can't do it. There definitely is. Your strength is something that you can fulfill with another here. A relationship. But there's some type of, it's almost like some type of responsibility here that, I mean, the way this person is sitting here, like, ugh, I hate being responsible. I hate being responsible, but that's the cycle you should focus on now. Oh, of course, why not? The Three of Swords is at the bottom. Ugh. This High Priestess of Air, there's one for each element. Let's look at it, because this is the mind, right? This is the part of the spiritual of you that is the mind, because there's one for water, earth, air, and fire, right? When you combine and you master all four, you get the High Priestess of Spirit, okay, in this deck. So there's a conflict between the heart and the mind here. And you have as the underline the High Priestess of the Air, which would in a way symbolize the mind. The High Priestess of Air, you have drawn the symbol of the vampire High Priestess of Air, the goddess of rational thought, logical thinking, reason, and using your mind to consider the next right action are the qualities encouraged by the vampire High Priestess of Air. Now is the time to think before you act. You are blessed with a wondrous mind and imagination. Your ability to communicate is enhanced when you meet the High Priestess of Air. This is the moment to have reasonable conversations and to make calculated decisions. Okay. But the Three of Swords is here like, it's not what I want. That's not... I want to be logical. I don't want to be logical. I'm just getting this energy like, I don't want to be logical. I don't want to be responsible. Okay, that's all right. I don't know that we always want to be those things. Look at this. The world and justice. Interesting. Justice. Obedience. You must obey. This justice. I don't know. Just because of what you should focus on, I feel like if you do something wrong, if you step out of karma's, if you step into karma's path, like, it doesn't feel like you're in karma's path right now. It just feels like there's a rule, there's a law, there's something going on here, whether it's like mankind's rules or laws, or this is something cosmic, and you know it. You're like, if I do this, I know that I'm like, it's gonna happen to you, and whatever this is, I don't know. Yeah. Cycles, the Ten of Wands. The Death card, the Six of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. You want to fulfill something here with someone. You want to bring life into, I don't know, into even a relationship. You want to bring life into a relationship. Your weakness is the dance to get to that. Okay, so that's interesting. So now I'm seeing like birds. What do we associate with like relationships and dance? To me, birds. Like, well, I don't know, it's kind of odd. I'm sure a psychiatrist would have a heyday with me. But you know, relationships and dance, birds, because they dance with each other. And it's like, no, it's not working. And then they go like, they'll do to see, are we in the same rhythm? Do we like understand each other? Which is also interesting because the High Priestess of Air was kind of like talking about that. But it's almost like wanting to break the protocol of the dance. And the dance is the rhythm of life and the rules and laws of the universe, the way it's being presented here. Honestly, it's like you want to give something of yourself to a Two of Cups. That is your strength, right? It is your strength. Fulfilling this is, but I don't know, there's something, I guess some kind of responsibility or something that needs to be obeyed right now. Your strength right now is fulfillment, Two of Cups. Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. Wow, the High Priestess. And so because we're dealing with this wisdom of the House of Knight, and we have all these High Priestess cards this week, and like all four of them to me creates the High Priestess of Spirit, which I'm going to say is this. So your strength right now is to focus on your work. To focus on your work. Your strength is to fulfill something in your work here. This has kind of come through in different ways in some of the other readings this week, where if there's something that you really want to do, or there's something that, you know, but it's not right the time, I don't know. It is like, put your head down and really get to work. Like, find something else to focus on. Direct your attention somewhere else. Direct your energy somewhere else. Because that in a way is kind of mastering all of your spiritual energies. There's something very fertile about this card for me. So pomegranates are supposed to be a symbol of, I think, rebirth. And if I recall, it's a very good food. And I don't know if that's like sort of through folklore or, you know, kind of like, you know, well, you know, they say like chicken soup. I think there's so many truths to so many of those things that we've been told, like, oh, chicken soup is good when you have a cold. And, you know, scientists for years are like, oh, that's just like folklore and that's just old wives' tales. Old wives' tales. Now, let's just look at that from a patriarchal standpoint, okay? So, an old wife, what is that like? It's like, it's one of her tales. You know, she just sits in the house all day and one of those old wives' tales. Don't you pay no heed to that. That's not scientifically proven. But then it was. Then it was. That there was literally something in chicken that was specifically like a chemical that helped you get over a cold. Okay, so where I'm going with this is, which is interesting too with this High Priestess energy, right? The knowledge of the feminine that has been kind of, well, you know, shot upon. Anyways, that's not what this is about. But, so this pomegranate energy is supposed to be good for fertility. Like, and again, I don't know if that's kind of, and it's like drinking the cup of fertility. Because it's a pomegranate juice. It looks so heavy, like so rich in antioxidants and nutrients. Something, just as I'm saying this, like it's like this is the energy of this. And the Two of Cups, it's like fulfilling this. I want to say something that perhaps maybe would fulfill okay, we talked about like birds dancing, like mating dance. This could be some of you wanting to even start a family. Some of you wanting to start a family, but recognize the cycle that you're in. There's some type of, I don't know, responsibility. What should you focus on? It's actually getting to this fulfillment. It's getting to this fulfillment. But your weakness is some type of rule or universal law that stands in your way, or trying to understand what that is. You should focus on fulfilling this. That is what, yeah, you are being shown to do that. Focus on fulfilling this. And yeah, so I was saying, some of you, like, this could be, I want to say it's fertility of life, the nutrients, the richness of life, fulfilling that. That's your strength right now. Working on and around your thoughts. Okay. Obedience. So it landed face down. I don't know what it is. But before I see it, what I want to say is there's, okay. How do I describe this? All right. So actually, here's a really good way of describing this. It's kind of like how it was coming through, and I'm going to tell you. So I don't know if other tarot readers would tell you this. But when I'm reading, like for the collective or doing a general reading, I get a lot of different levels of messages. And there are times when I can see a message coming forward that is for somebody that I know, even personally. Or sometimes it's even something that I can see for myself, but I can sense and feel that it is not the collective's message. Like, you know, when people say, well, how do you read tarot? It's so much more than just like knowing what that card is. And then just, you know, like just regurgitating the description of it. So like, because this is something that I exercise all the time. And what I do is I can see a little bit of myself in reading. Sometimes I see a lot of myself. Sometimes I see very little, but I might see someone I know, or I don't see anything. But whenever it's coming up, I'm like, okay, well, what is my job here? My job is not like, if I know there was a friend really in need, then I would step back and do that. But I can immediately sense I need to do something, right, for the collective. Like, I feel like this Four of Wands is like for the collective. Speak for the collective. If I feel like there's a personal message coming through for someone, but I feel like it, you know what, this feels heavier for the whole collective, then that's what comes out. There's discernment constantly going on in what I'm doing. But so this feels like, right, because what you want to do is focus on the Two of Cups, but it's kind of like, you can't. You have to follow the rules. Focus on like the whole group. So how that pertains to your life, I don't know. But that's kind of like how it came forward for me. Because I'm kind of like doing that all the time in these readings. So what is this? Oh, the Hierophant. Your weakness right now. Okay, I gotta say something to some of you. This could be like, I don't know. Could be somebody that you want to spend time with that isn't your partner. Right now. Could be like a best friend. It could be a lover. I don't know. But this, because your weakness right now is being obedient to some type of commitments here. Okay. That's your weakness. The Four of Wands could be the marriage card, and the Hierophant 100% is. Not all the time, but in this case, I want to say it is too with that. So that's the weakness. And again, though, right? Like, it is still that concept of wanting to serve me and this other person. But the responsibility, the rule here is that I have to serve everybody in this. Okay, so the Four of Wands, not that. The Eight of Wands in the Chariot. All right. I do feel like some of you are, yeah, somebody here is wanting to get away from a responsibility. Or you're not sure how to do that, or you're not sure if you, I don't know. Well, honestly shows, I mean, your focus is a cycle, your focus, what you should focus on is recognizing cycles for one. Okay. So if there's a cycle that you're in that you are responsible for, that there's like human and karmic and universal laws surrounding this cycle. You have to honor it, because if you don't, what goes around comes around. So I kind of feel like it's one of those, if you wanted to step out of a relationship, just as an example, if you wanted to step out of a relationship while you're still in that relationship, if it doesn't happen in this lifetime, I guarantee you it will happen in another lifetime where that will happen to you. So it is being aware of that cycle. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, because it's kind of like and so maybe for some of you, I don't know, like, and it doesn't have to be like a marriage. It could be some other responsibility that you have here, in whatever way that could be. It could be to some type of collective group of people. You could even be like this, like you could have a family, and you could also have like a sibling or a parent who lives out of state or out of province or something, and that person is kind of ailing, or you know what, I feel like for whatever reason, you just want to reciprocate. You want to, give to that relationship. But maybe you got 4 kids. Maybe your spouse or your partner works a lot of hours. Like, there's no, how are the kids going to get food? How are they going to go to school? Like, you will get the ramifications of that if you put the 2 ahead of the group, is kind of, or the responsibility, is how this is coming through. So, right, it's not to say that you shouldn't make the effort for the 2, whatever it is, because it is showing that recognize that cycle, but you may not be in the cycle to do that right now, but it is your strength to do it. Kind of funny, right? This 3 of Swords. The 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, it is like the heart and the mind here. These 2, the plan to ease the pain of the conflict between the heart and the mind. The High Priestess of the Air. The 9 of Pentacles. So, well, your sovereignty. I want to say too that this is kind of like we're talking about like intellect here. It's sort of kind of knowing that one is sovereign. That's such an interesting concept to introduce into this discussion, because know that you are sovereign. You can do and act and be and behave in any way that you would like to, but we're all energetically connected. So you could make a choice that is going against some type of rule or law here. That's fine. You can do that, and you can have gratification, maybe even short-term gratification, but long-term suffer a loss. Like, you could take a step back in your own spiritual growth and journey. I don't know. You could. Here's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking of a few like famous people and stars and stuff that I'm thinking like specifically of like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, because they met in Mr. and Mrs. Smith in that movie. I think that's where they met, and then that's where they had an affair, and then he left Jennifer Aniston, and they were together for a long time, but then she ended up leaving him. And I don't know, like it's almost like, perhaps, yeah. I mean, what was the rule and the law in that? I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, right? Is there karmic energy that plays out for them? Will we even understand just watching people from a distance that we know nothing about? But I just feel like You have to honor a cycle right now. It's really important to honor a cycle because it may not be great. You have the Knight of Wands, the Empress, and the Ace of Cups. It's like being really, really excited. Really excited. Really excited for, yeah, I feel like there's something that is definitely for you to fulfill here between you and another. And that's actually the thing you should focus on, but you have to respect some type of law or rule at this time. And that's what I have for you, Pisces. I know, I feel like the wet towel. I'm so sorry. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the extended and I'm going to ask what you don't see about yourself. So there you go. Thank you so much, Pisces. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.